Where is the peace? I'll tell you a story. I was some time ago. There was just a gathering of people spending some time together, and there was about, I don't know, 50, 60 people, and I was just, one of the random people there. And in the end of this gathering, a man came to me and he said, "I have heard that you work with people." I said, "Yes, it happens." He said, I want to meet with you. How would that be possible?" I said, "Yes, it is so. I'll give you my number and you call me and then we can do it." At that point, I didn't have, like, it wasn't convenient to ask, well, what does he actually want, or what can I give him? And when we met after that, I asked, "Why did you come? What was that drew you to me?" And he said, "Peace. I want that peace, what you have." So it was very interesting. I asked, "But why, where do you come to the idea that you don't have that peace?" He said, "Well, I don't have a peace in my life. I have so much work, so much struggle. I have little kids. I have like everyday modern life, and there is no peace. And that seems to be a common problem." So he was wondering, what do I do differently, or how does it happen to me that I can be so peaceful, or at least it kind of like radiates. So what I asked him is, tell me about your habits. Tell me about how to spend your average normal day. And as usual, it happens. So you wake up, you are already a little late because you have snoozed the alarm clock, so you run to the shower, you put your clothes on, you go and fix the breakfast, and then you have all this, house full of people who all want something, who have their needs, and then you drive to your work. On the way, you are already in your mind with thinking about this, and then you get there and there is more people. He was an entrepreneur, a business leader, and it means that there is so many people who want something from you. And when I asked, what do you give yourself, or how do you give yourself? Oh, there came little answers, but it really made him think. And I asked, how and what do you give yourself every day? What makes you peaceful? Is there what you are giving to yourself? Are there some things what make you peaceful? Well, he said that when I watch TV and I fall asleep. So, but of course he realized that that is not the point of my question. So we started looking what can be done differently, what can be adjusted, just simple little things. At first, what works best always is waking up a little earlier and doing the things that you actually love. Doing the things what make you peaceful, calmful. So that, like, when we are born into this life, we don't run into action. So the first years we spend in a way of being in embrace, taken care by others. So now if we take every day as a new life, but yes, there is no mother or father around taking care of us anymore. So we have to be that parent. But at first, to give ourselves what we actually need. Not what we want, but what we need. So, and there is the key. What makes you peaceful when you're doing this? For example, for me, why I'm doing this video here in nature, I'm just actually sitting in the middle of beautiful flower bed. So it's like filled with thousands and thousands of flowers. Probably you are not able to see it. But I know that this place makes me tranquil. Nature does it for me. Because, you know, I grew up in the middle of nature. I actually grew up here on this very same place. It was our cottage. And every time when I think of peace, I think of the landscapes of here, the sounds, the breeze, the sun, the birds, the smells. This is all what I actually need to be tranquil. So at some point in my life, I realized that, I have to make my choice according, I have to choose the environment at first. For me, the right environment. And when you ask what is my right environment, then just simply all the answers are in your childhood. Maybe it's the place where you grew up, but maybe it is in the things you like to do as a child, you love to do as a child. Think, what were your favorite things to do? And then do them. Because when you start doing the things what you love, then you start shifting the energy. Then the peace comes more and more. It enters. And when you do more and more of them, you probably start noticing that life starts taking care of you in a ways you couldn't even find possible. Because what really takes our peace away is the mind, the mind who is always worried about the future. Yeah, it goes to the past. It's always kind of like, analyzing the past and projecting to the future and saying you must do this, and that to avoid pain in the future. But what happens is the peace never comes if you listen to the mind, because mind has its own job. It has its own ways how to operate. You have to bypass the mind to do really what you love, because mind doesn't know that. Mind just wants security, and that's very okay. Don't try to trick the mind or convince the mind. Just listen to that and do your own thing. But when we live our life according to whatever mind says, we start operating on the level of sacrifice. Because there is the reasoning, I have to do this because, I have to do that because. Whatever is the reason, actually it doesn't matter. And there you go. So stop listening to the mind, stop acting on top of the reasoning, whatever the reason is, and just start doing the things you love at first. And you will see how things start shifting. But you need to give it the time. You need to make it a habit, because if you do it just 1, 2, 3 days, and you get this, maybe the better feeling, it's not going to shift yet. So to make new habits part of your life, there are many different opinions about that, but I would say about 60 days. If you manage to do 60 days in a row, something what makes you peaceful, you will see a lot more peace coming in your life. Just start doing this. And don't try to do 2 big things at the same time. That is where people fail a lot, because they try to do everything at the same time. Just do small things, little change, a tiny change. Maybe a meditation, sitting with yourself in the morning, just waking up 15 minutes earlier, 10 minutes earlier, just just coming, taking this quiet space for yourself, or whatever is what you like to do in the mornings. So I don't have a certain formula what I do every morning. I do whatever I feel like, and it's different. It differs day by day, however I feel, and whatever I think last evening before that morning that I'm gonna do next morning, it usually never happens. So I would say that peacefulness is living with your feeling, living with your heart, and listening to the moment and acting according to the moment. So that is the main thing. But of course, there are so many things around what can be done more to balance. We'll talk about them in some other occasion. I will give you some more insights here and there. But the main thing is just let go of the mind and let go of believing into reasoning and start doing the simple things what you always have enjoyed. Thank you.